Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Facebook and YouTube Live, where we're going to be talking about our new online elementary education degree. My name is Ryan Hogan. I'm the Director of Admissions. And to start off, we like to always start these things with the end in mind. At Valdosta State, we're always excited about graduation. That's the culmination of a lot of our events. So that's what we kind of want to start with before we start talking about this program, is getting you thinking about what graduation is, and we do a pretty good job with it. So let's watch a quick video to tell you a little bit more about graduation. There we go. So if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. So that's kind of what we like to start that with end in mind. That being said, I want to welcome my co-host to the stream with me, Dr. Debbie Payne. Hi, Dr. Payne. How are you?
I'm doing great this Friday afternoon. I'm so proud to be here to talk about this amazing opportunity with you today, Brian.
Let's just jump right in. So let's start a little bit by talking about the format of our program today. So we're going to talk a lot about the elementary education program, but specifically, we really want to get any questions that people have. So people can post questions if they're watching this live in the comments section, and then we'll take those questions just a little bit later. So if you have questions about what we're talking about, please feel free to post those. So a little bit about ourselves. First, again, my name is Ryan Hogan. I'm the Director of Admissions. I am also a proud alum of Valdosta State. I graduated with both my bachelor's and master's degrees. And what's really passionate about this as well is my mom was a non-traditional student, which is a lot of the students who are coming through this program. I first stepped on Valdosta State's campus at 7 years old when my mom would take me to class with her. So really, really excited about this. Dr. Payne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, I'll be glad to. I'm in year 27 as an educator, and I'm also three-time alum from Valdosta State University. I love teaching. It's what I've done all my life. I'm kind of a middle school girl, so if they're, it's okay. I love elementary, but I'm kind of a middle school girl. I too, very first generation, non-traditional. Didn't get my first degree till after 10 years of being out of high school. So I do understand what that looks like and how that feels. But education's always been my life. And I had the smartest baby dolls on the block. My baby dolls went to school. They were my children. And so I've been teaching as far as I can remember.
That's excellent, Dr. Payne. So let's start there. When you talk about yourself, what is your why when it comes to being an educator?
Really, Ryan, educators are passionate people. We love making a difference. It's in our soul. We understand how educators impact the lives of students. And for me to be able to see, to witness, to help, to promote others to that pathway and to reach that goal, that's really one of my whys. Is I know what education can do for the individual, and I know what education can do for the children that they're going to touch in the future.
Yeah. And just briefly, as we talk about that, one of the things that I love about working in admissions, and everybody thinks that they have, the greatest job on our campus, and they do, but I really believe we do, because we can actually see that journey where we see that, non-traditional student, if you will, coming back to school after being in the workforce for 20 years and then seeing them at that graduation like we showed there, and watching the transformational power education has over a person's life is a true gift. So, Dr. Payne, we titled this Removing Barriers, and I think that was something that was very important to you when you were building this program. So let's talk a little bit about some of the barriers that we knew that our students would encounter and how we removed some of those. Can you walk me through some of those?
Sure, absolutely. And you're right, because, in today, the 21st century here, 22 years of the 21st century, it's time that we open those doors and remove any barrier for those who are dedicated to become a teacher, so that they can make that journey and fulfill that dream. One of the things is, we know we need great teachers in the field as soon as we can get them. Obviously, the pivot from 2020 made a huge difference. And so we need teachers. Our school systems tell us we need great teachers. Our rural area systems tell us we need great teachers. And we also understand that a lot of times when we're in those rural areas, those people want to stay. Those educators, the people who are there, that's their home. They want to stay there. And so we want to make sure that we can meet the needs of those systems, and also meet the needs of those folks who are not willing to travel and move and to try to find a job, because those jobs are right there in their back door, and we want to make sure that we can provide an opportunity. So, it's meeting the needs of our system, at the same time meeting the needs of our students who want to be educators.
And one of the first questions I'm often asked is, how long is it going to take me? I know time has always been a big barrier for a lot of students, is that they want to finish quickly. So can you talk about how that was addressed?
Sure. Right. So again, when we were thinking about how can we do this, the whole idea is folks have a passion about being a teacher. Folks need a pathway to complete this degree. So we looked at the setup of, a typical 16-week semester. We're kind of used to the semester plan. And what we've decided is that in order to help and move folks along, we've divided the semester into 2 8-week sessions. So there's a session 1 and a session 2. And so during that 8-week time period, a student would take 2 classes. So you would have 2 classes in session A, and then you would have 2 separate classes in session B. So you'd be a full-time student, but you wouldn't be taking 4 classes at the same time. They'll be broken up. Again, because we realize real life happens. We've got working adults. We have folks who have other responsibilities. We have folks who have, children that they're raising, or that they've got other things that they need to do. And so it was really important that we took into consideration what our learners look like and how we can fit into their lifestyle, yet continue to move them forward. And with that, that's why one of the things that we consider is the learning environment. It is a fully online learning environment with and with that it is my phone. And so and it's an online learning environment and fully asynchronous. And what that means is it is fully online. You can you log in whenever you need to, and you gain access to your information, and you work at your pace. You've just got that 8 weeks. We have different modules per course. And so you're not meeting a specific time frame. If you can work at 7:15, do some work at 7:15. If you have to work after you put children to bed at night, then you can work when you put children to bed at night. And so it's really, really important that you have that flexibility to make those end goals. And at the same time, we also understand that a lot of our students within this degree will be working adults. Many may already be working in schools, and we want to take that into consideration. You're not going to be asked to leave your school to go and do something elsewhere. We're going to incorporate your work experience, that work in the schools, in order to meet the goals.
Yeah, I think that's great, especially that asynchronous. I mean, that's just really important. So one of the other barriers that's really large for a lot of families is the financial barrier. And so that's something we definitely want to cover, is that when we were thinking about this program, we thought about that financial, and we're really proud that it is all included, $299 per credit hour. And that includes everything, right, Dr. Payne? That's tuition, fees, books, a laptop, and an enrollment coach. An enrollment coach is embedded in the program. That's your person that's cheering you from the moment you apply all the way up until graduation. So that's another component that has also been done. And let's also talk about accreditations, Dr. Payne.
Absolutely. So one of the things that as an educator, we're never just talking about a degree alone, because we know you can have a degree, but you also have to have that certification. the Georgia Professional Standards Commission. They're the ones who actually give you the certification to get into that classroom to start making a difference. And we understand that our program is fully accredited. And so at the same time that you're earning your degree, and even if you're not quite ready to start the program, we've got the e-core that's available. If you need to take a few classes before you get into the program, we've got that available. It's all set up for you to be successful. So at the same time that you're earning your degree with the coursework from Valdosta State, we're ensuring that you meet all the standards and that you're also moving at the same time in the same direction through a different tunnel to meet all the Professional Standards Commission requirements. And so you'll leave not only with your degree, but of course also your certification requirements to be that teacher and to start making a difference.
Excellent. Excellent. And the other thing that we want to talk about, this sort of brings us into our next guest, is the support. That was one of the things I loved about being a student here. I'm sure you can say the same thing, Dr. Payne, is the support we give our students outside the classroom is highly important. So I'm bringing our next guest, Miss Ashley Stevens from our advising area. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good, good. So can you first tell us a little bit about your department and sort of what it is that you do?
Sure. So I work in the advising center here in the College of Education and Human Services. And we serve all of our undergraduate students within the college, which includes this online elementary education program. And our students are assigned an academic advisor that they work with from the point of admission to graduation. And we help, along with similar to enrollment coach, but we'll help more so with the degree planning and course selection, working through some of those requirements for certification. But we also just serve as a person of support, as you said. So we like to tell our students that we don't always know all of the answers, but we know who to connect you to. So if you have a question and you're not really sure who to go to ask, your advisor is a great point of contact. And we can help connect you with those resources on campus that are needed.
Excellent. And just as a reminder, if anyone has questions for us, you can put those in the comments. We are monitoring those. So kind of talk a little bit about what our students are seeing. So this is actually not brand new. We started this in the fall of 2021. So we're 2 semesters in, almost to the end of that second semester. Dr. Payne, what are you seeing from the students in the program? What are they liking about it? Those sort of things.
You know, and I had the privilege last semester of teaching one of the first courses that opened up, and it was thrilling. It was thrilling because there were so many students who were coming back after a long time, away from a formal education setting. They were eager and excited, and if I can, I'd like to just share a few words that a student wrote to me. And it's so powerful. And as educators, we understand the power behind this. I can't express how ready I am for this. And I know that this will help me through the difficult times to keep me motivating and knowing that I can do this. I look forward to helping students who need that extra encouragement and motivation so they know that they can do this. Thank you so much, Dr. Payne, for everything. And, I don't think that I did anything except what teachers do naturally, is that we really believe that our students can. And I believe that students in this degree program can. And I look forward to hopefully celebrating with so many folks who make it and who decide that this is their pathway and that we can reach the end successfully.
Excellent. I can't, you talk about your why. That is the why right there. Why? To get a note like that, that just is everything we do. Ashley, what are you hearing from the students that they like about the program?
Yeah, so similar to what we've talked about already some, as well as the flexibility. So that's one big component of this program and why it was needed, so we could provide students some flexibility to get this degree completed. Prior to this, we had a traditional face-to-face program, and that just doesn't work for everyone, depending on what stage of life they're in. And so that flexibility is really something that students have talked about and enjoyed. And that's exciting for me to hear, just because that was one of the goals. And so we're hitting that, which is great to meet the needs for the students in that way.
So let's talk about the tips to be successful. Both of you have worked around these students a lot. Coming back to school can be very intimidating. I see that firsthand for the people that walk through. But can we just kind of talk about what your advice for tips for successfulness? Dr. Payne, we'll start with you and we'll go to Ashley.
One of the things that I would say is a really a great tip for success is to believe in yourself and to know that you can do this. That's what this program is set up for. And you've got the support behind you. We're going to work through this. And so but we believe in you. And so believe in yourself, because yes, you can do this.
Ashley, what about you?
Yeah, I think really just rely on your support that you have. So rely on your classmates, especially. Just because you're online doesn't mean you're going to be, alone at home or wherever you're doing your coursework by yourself completing this degree. You have classmates, you have faculty, you have staff that are here to support you, especially your classmates. All of you are in the same boat. So really rely on that. That's one thing in our face-to-face program that our students do that helps make them successful. And that's carried on into our online program as well. So really just lean on that support.
Yep. And, the other thing too, and we talked about the cost could be a big barrier. And so one of the things I love about Valdosta State, again, back to that support, but we have an incredible financial aid department that can work with our students as individuals to see what they qualify for. There could be some scholarship stuff available, things like that we can try to help our students overcome those hurdles. So that's all we have to talk about with it. We're still going to be monitoring our questions and things like that, but I want to go ahead and start to wrap up. Thank you, Dr. Payne, for being here and being part of this program. Ashley, thank you for everything that you've done to support this as well, too. So I'm going to put my information up.
Hey, Ryan, I think we got a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I know. So the question that I'm seeing, and make sure that I have this correct, it says, I'm already working in a school system as a paraprofessional. Would I be able to keep my job while completing this program, including student teaching? And the answer is yes. Yes, you will. We have worked out that exact system because this is a perfect degree for a parapro. We understand that you need to keep that job and probably benefits and retirement and whatever else happens, because we are working adults. And so we have in place, we're developing the courses, even the student teaching, and we work with principals. We work with your school administration. It may be that you teach half days. And so they work to ensure that you have the ability to student teach and to keep your job. When it comes to the different grade bands for elementary, we have separate grade bands that you have to be able to have time to work in, so that you kind of understand the whole pre-K-5 elementary field. Our principals are reaching out, and if you work in a first grade classroom this year, it may be that next year as a parapro you may work in a third grade classroom, and that's going to fit the needs that you have to meet the requirements from the Professional Standards Commission. And we also help you meet those needs just by the variety of experiences within the actual coursework. So it is a perfect degree plan and a perfect place for any parapro who's looking to make that jump to that classroom teacher of record. This is what you need. And we really put the plan in place with you in mind.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note too, Dr. Payne, we were founded as an education college. We were founded in 1906, and so education's been something we've always been known for over these 100 years. So those connections and all those things, I think those were worked out at the beginning of this, right?
Absolutely, that is our heritage, and it's what we're known for, and I'm proud to be a part of that.
I am too. Even though I'm not an educator, I'm one, maybe just by being around all of these.
There you go. We'll take you. We'll take you, Ryan Hogan.
All right. Well, thanks again for being part of this. We really, really do appreciate you. I'm going to put my contact information up. So if you have questions, if you're watching this after the fact, you can get in touch with us, and I can get you in touch with Dr. Payne or Ashley. My email address is there, rmhogan@valdosta.edu. And we also have a website set up with all of this information on it, so you can get started there. It's valdosta.edu/start. So once again, thank you all for being with us. Keep in touch. And as always, go Blazers.